you know that kids can't go from one end to another to see their family to get in trouble. But I was focused on there, but it's all over London.
Yeah.
In August, my little brother was murdered because of the same situation.
No. Sister,
So
stay strong.
But this is why I wanted her to tell her story.
Stay strong, sis.
like, I have to be here because I don't want to detach from this.
Sister, stay
I don't
strong.
want to detach myself from the greater issue that we have, because I was never scared of young black boys. I was never scared of them.
Nope.
But now it just hurts my heart because they're so scared of each other that they're just running around doing ridiculous things. And it's getting too close, and I know we all talk in all of our different groups and we all feel it, but you literally don't understand until it turns up on your doorstep.
Content over everything. You understand that the one for my people. Yo, understand that. One for my people. One for my people, man. I know it's cold. I'm gonna let us get this oil running through us and walk on, my people! Walk on! Yeah. We got a crowd for us last week still. Yeah, you lot lost. Like, alright, say if we're doing a test, yeah? Last week was like up here, yeah, on the sounds, yeah? Man felt the spirits. I know it's cold, yeah? It's Hyde Park. Man wanna be in their bed right now. Yeah? I wanna be in my bed as well. Yeah, but there's a bigger work that's going on, because as you can hear over there, yeah, as the conversation we had over there, our children are dying. You understand? It's real life issues that they are dealing with, and if we ignore it, like it could affect us at a later time. So what we're saying is we're coming together to change that. But if we're coming together to change that, then I want to hear the spirit in my people. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the reality. And it's not even for us, you know. It's for Little Man, you know. That's who this is all for. You understand? So when you make that noise, yeah, you make actually Little Man. Say what on to your people. Yeah, say again. Walk on. We're not even hanging. We're not even the G.A.N.G hanging. Is that how we say walk on again? Walk on. It's good. One more time. Alright. We're in the face. You get me? But that's who we're doing this for. You know what I'm saying? This ain't about no egos or no individuals, because you know, like everyone, we could all be doing something else right now. You know what I'm saying? So I respect everyone's time and the energy. Like I said, we got some juice, and I think Jedi is gonna moderate this one. So yeah.
So anyway, you can look to the person next to you. Say gang. On the left. Look to the left of you.
Yeah.
Alright, hear what I say, yeah? To the person to the left of you, shake their hand.
Get him off, bro.
Alright, today, obviously, this is the G Circle. We are like a self-help group made for blacks, by blacks, to discuss black issues. That doesn't mean that no one else isn't welcome to stand in the circle, observe, and even give their 2 pence. Really what we're trying to do is just galvanize the numbers of people and get a chance to really express ourselves, talk about some of the issues we have, and then build towards solutions. Now, obviously there's certain databases and there's ways of us collecting numbers and whatnot. We've got certain projects and certain things that are going on that we plan to do that can help us get some of this beef that's going on road, the postcode wars and stuff like that, to come to an end. You know, it's what would you call prevalent in our area, isn't it? Prevalent in the hood. People are fighting people just from down the road. And to me, it's getting boring because real people are getting affected. Brothers of mine are being affected. People are losing their lives at an astonishing rate. And even if they're not losing their lives, their quality of life is diminished by the activities they're into. And we're not building, we're not moving forward. You feel me?
100%.
That's really it. So I want to go around the circle. What are we going to do? Are we going to go around and chat to all these people?
Yeah, man. Want to hear every voice first.
Right, yeah. So being a circle, everyone gets a chance to speak Everyone
You know,
is.
Shall we go right? Shall we? 'Cause I know some of you are scared of this whole gang, the name. Yeah. Gang, it's got that ring to it. Yeah. But the acronym for gang is guiding a new generation. Yeah. And what we realise is, yeah, the youth right now, they're listening to drill music. Whether you like it or not as a parent, you get me? Even when you told them not to listen to it, when they get school and their brethren are playing music, they're listening to it. You understand? And one of the terms that they've coined is gang, gang, gang. You understand? So what we've basically done is we've hijacked the name, yeah, to rephrase what gang means. You understand? Because we know back in the day there was a code with even being out on the streets. You understand? Because it wasn't a thing where we choose to be there. It's not like everyone signed on a list and said, yeah, I want to be in a gang. What happened is you're probably in a place which is impoverished. You understand? And you link up with your friends, and when there's more than 5 of you, people identify you as a gang. Yeah? And then when they identify you as a gang, you take it on. But then when you take it on, what you're also taking on is what they say a gang is meant to be. You know what I'm saying? So what we have done is we've redefined it. And we said we're guiding a new generation. You understand? So we're saying that anyone who's really on this gang thing, if you're really a warrior, then the first people you should be ready to war for is your people. You understand? The first people you're meant to be defending is your people. It means that the grandma who lives up there should be looking to you, man, them, when she's coming through with her bags. And she should know it's the man, them, that will help her. Now, don't get it twisted. This is happening in every ends. Where the gangs are, because people are real people. When man's with his grandma, he's not the same person he is on road. Do you know what I'm saying? So there's a reality, but what we want to do is bring out the reality and hear those voices, because a lot of the people that are in this circle, especially the ones who come from that background, there's never been a time when their voice has really been heard. Yeah, even when Channel 4 and the media want to do documentaries, they do stuff like the gangland and do things to demonize and still continue that same narrative that we're out here to be killing each other. You understand? So what we've had in the circle last week is we had people from Wood Green and Tottenham that had war. People from many different areas, Leytonstone, Wolverhampton, people from many different Peckham, Brixton that had war, that were standing in the same circle in solidarity, talking about for the next generation. So when we called it gang, it's guiding a new generation, and we know this is going to get the heirs of the youth who won't join the Scouts Academy, who won't join the Knives Down movement. Because there's youths that those names ain't going to get them. But when they hear gang and they see some strong brothers, they're like, yo, because that's what originally drew them into the gang. I didn't have my dad around when I grew up. My big brothers didn't live in my area. So the first time I got to saw an older black man to look up to as a role model, it was the brothers on the roads, because they had a certain strength. You know what I'm saying? Even when they're talking to the teachers, certain of the black youths that was like more academic, sometimes they would let the teachers get away with certain things where these men wouldn't. Now, I wish I could go back and still go get them grades. So that's what we want to be telling the next generation. That's what I told all my young G's. Make sure you get the grades, because you never know if you're going to need to use them. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way we want to be guiding the next generation. So what we're going to do is we're going to go around saying gang. You understand? But what is going to happen is when the person says gang, yeah, everyone else says it with them. Yeah. So this is where the call and response isn't just one person. The call and response is for everyone. You know what I'm saying? So we've got to give everyone the same energy. We're going to go right round the circle and do it. And that's our first exercise of oneness. Yeah. So when you say gang, just know it means guiding a new generation. I know some of you are going to be scared, but we're going to start off with Little Man still, and then we're going to go around. Gang. Say it.
Gang.
Gang. Now we need it again.
Gang.
Gang. Yeah.
Gang.
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 Gang. Gang. Gang.
Gang.
Gang. Gang.
Gang.
Gang.
Gang.
Gang.
Gang.
Gang.
Gang.
Gang.
Gang.
Gang.
Gang.
Gang.
Gang.
Gang.
Gang.
Gang.
Gang.
Gang.
Gang. Gang. Gang.
Gang. Gang.
Gang.
Gang.
Gang.
Gang.
Gang.
Gang.
Gang.
Gang.
Gang.
Gang.
Gang.
Gang.
Gang.
Gang.
Gang.
Gang.
Gang.
Gang.
Gang.
Gang.
Gang.
Gang.
Gang. Gang. Gang.
Gang.
Gang.
No, gang.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. That was a good one. Everyone make some noise for yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? Because that shows oneness. So basically, Jedi, I'm sure you've got a good question. And basically, what we're just going to do is it's going to be a simple question, and we're going to make sure that we go around to each individual in the circle so that we can hear everyone's voice. You know what I'm saying? And the main thing I ask for you lot is to be real. Do you hear what I said? Be real. The reason why I want you to be real, don't worry about what the next person thinks next to you. Don't worry about what I think. Don't worry about what anyone thinks. Be real. Because only by us being real are we all going to really learn from each other. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what? We're starting with Little Man again. You know, what's the question though?
The question is... Sorry? Yeah, the question is, why are you here?
The food.
To learn about gang and stabbing.
Could you like hear him?
Come to the
So,
middle.
let's hear you.
Come in the middle of the circle.
So big man, why are you here?
I came here to learn about gang and why people are beefing each other from different postcodes.
He said he came here to learn about gang and why people are beefing from different postcodes. And you as my little brother, what do you think about, because your opinion is the most important opinion where this is concerned, because it's from the generation. Yeah, so why do you think our little brothers are beefing, and what do you think about it?
I think, well, from where I live, and people that I know that do all of it, they beef because they have older G's that are in the gang, and then they want to join them because they're told to do what to do and want to make money by whatever they're doing, and then killing each other just to get a bit of pride and get to say it in probably a song, just to make one fat tune.
Yeah. So basically, he said the main reason why he thinks the little bros are fighting is because sometimes they want to get in with the olders, and that's what the olders are doing. And through pride and the music, it affects them. Now I want to ask you, as my little brother, what's your message to your big brothers? Yeah. What's your message to your big brothers about this? And what do you think? Do you think your big brother should do something about this? Do you want, as a little brother, is this something that you feel like we as your big brothers, because we're all your big brothers looking around, every single one of us. And if anything, the real gang should be, if anything happened to this brother, you understand, then we're there to back the family. You understand? That's real gang. You understand? Looking after the next generation, this is real, this is what it really is. So what's your message to your big brothers?
It's not worth putting your life at risk for beef and killing.
It's not
worth putting your life at risk for a little stabbing or a little bit of money that's not legal anyway.
Trust me. Man.
My brother, can I ask, why are you here? First of all, big up.
First, I'm here to support. I've been following the movement online. I'm here to support. I'm here to enlighten and to share whatever knowledge I can share. Like you were saying, all the drill music, all the stuff. I've got kids of my own. I work with children in the community. So I feel it's important that, you know, whatever I can take from here to go back and do, you know, and just share my spotlight on others would be good. So yeah, man, it's just about just taking in different views and, you know, just learning and what we can do.
Big up. Stand up. Black power.
All power to the people. Black power. Right, I'm Captain Rambo of the Black Riders Liberation Party of the New Black Panthers of Self-Defense. And actually the founder who brought it over to the UK is originally based in Oakland, California. It's about gangs. It's about having a peace treaty within a black and brown community. Now, I'm in the UK. I have the same problem. Our children, black and brown, they're fighting one another. And they're fighting without a proper cause. Now, I'm here to actually revolutionise them, to liberate them, give them an education, give them awareness of self. Give them awareness of who they are and what's about going on. So, me being in this G circle amongst gangs, I would like to say, black power, all power to the people, and thanks for your support.
Come on, my brother.
Yeah, no, I'm here basically just to raise awareness and talk about the misconceptions of when people grow up on the streets.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks it's simple, like this, the decisions are simple. Either you go the right way or you don't do
Yeah.
it. Either you put in work or you don't put in work.
Yeah.
It's not like that. And not everyone on the block is the same. Like some people are there to make money, some people are just there to put in work and do violence.
Yeah.
So if you see two people together and one of them fully on this violence thing, it don't mean the other person is just with it like that. You get what I'm saying?
And then you always got a religious brother in the gang as well. Don't get twisted, the brothers always trying to get out. You got different characters, like what you're saying. It's not simple where everyone's on a one-track thing. You understand? Carry on.
Yeah, but the thing I think that people don't understand is when someone's in a situation, like when someone's been stabbed up or whatever's happened to them, you can't be angry at that person when they go and retaliate. You gotta be angry at their friend. Because when you're in that situation where your mental state is, you accept everything. You tell yourself, if I go jail, that's what it is. That's what's meant to be for me. But as your boy, they're meant to be there saying to you, no,
don't do it.
It's not that. Like, how can you have that much love for your boy? You'll tell your boy, yo, man will ride that life sentence with you if it comes to that. Boy, you ain't got that much love for your boy to tell him, yo, man up, allow all of this. Just let that slide. You get what I'm saying? So I just want everyone to talk about that's what I'm here to do.
That's our real shit.
Big man.
Yeah, you're right, bro. So I came with him for basically more or less the same thing. Both grew up in the same estate.
Yeah.
Obviously seen a lot of madness happen. Obviously been involved in a lot of shit. I work for the industry now. I'm currently making a doc with Channel 4. This is not what my camera's for. This is I'm trying to do something independently because I've seen a lot of the documentaries out here about gangs and they say they're trying to humanize shit, but they're not. So I'm doing this not funded with my boy here. We're trying to make a project. We're trying to shed some light on what obviously black people are doing in the community to help, because they are. Like when shit goes down, there's bres who are from the estate, they're coming out, getting a call, and they're having to put their neck on the line to stop people banging out on each other. But police ain't gonna talk about that, no one's gonna talk about that, because at the end of the day, why are they gonna talk about the community that are actually here doing shit? They wanna talk about the police and the government. Obviously respect whatever they're doing, but at the end of the day, no one's looking at what people like you lot, I can't see anyone because of the fucking light, but what you lot are doing, that's what matters, and that's what me and my brother over here are trying to shed light on. So obviously, that's what we're for.
OG Mike.
Gang. Well, obviously, being the mayor of North London, I've just come, my people know me, they see me, you get what I'm saying? They know I got kids, I bring my kids to the circle, do you get what I'm saying? We know what the emphasis is, but this gang stuff, it's got to stop, do you get what I'm saying? Our kids are dying, there's many different gangs. The biggest gang out here is the police.
Come on.
Straight up and down. This is the biggest gang out here. So, you know, if we are there thinking like, oh, okay, this gang thing is negative, from our point of view, even the gang as groups in our neighborhoods have a code.
Trust.
Do you get what I'm saying? And there's a code of honor. So we as a broader gang, do you get what I'm saying? Us parents, we need to start being gang against our children. Because as I said before, we all seem to be scared of the children we brought into this world. And we need to stop doing that. Do you get what I'm saying? We need to start taking some responsibility. Do you get what I'm saying? Not saying, oh my God, you know. We understand that people are working and thing, so you can't be everywhere.
100%.
But you have to start being the God to your children. Do you get what I'm saying? Stop leaving them in the hands of the education system, and then it's the social care system, and then, you know, all these different systems, all these different gangs around. Do you get what I'm saying? So let your children be part of your gang. Do you get what I'm saying? And all of us parents, we need to start talking to each other. And don't feel afraid, because there's no handbook for parenting. You understand? So it takes a whole village to raise a child. That's the bottom line. So as I was saying, we need to stop being scared of our children. We need to take them into hand. Our men need to start really being gang. You need to be gangster for your son.
Sure.
Do you get what I'm saying? Before he goes to prison, before he dies unnecessarily. Do you get what I'm saying? Then we all mourning and we all crying and we all doing all that. But that's not the solution. Do you get what I'm saying? So for me, gang or the solution start at home, the one nearest to you.
100.
Do you get what I'm saying? So other than that, love to everybody. Gang.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people at the back, so if we widen out the circle so everyone can get in first, and then we'll continue going round. Blood, I know this thing's real, you know. You know how I know this thing's so real? Because black people are coming out in the winter. I can't even see anyone past the light. Nah, fam.
Look behind you.
Nah, fam. This is
Who are you
real,
standing
fam.
next to?
Guys, it's cold, you know, and we're out here, and I still feel warm through the revolution's night. You know what I'm saying?
Is there a circle here? Who's standing next to who over
Man
there?
can't see,
You lot
blood.
close this up.
Come together, man. Come together.
I think some people are moving away from the circle.
Powers, man.
Oh,
Are you guys
I
in
don't
the
know.
circle?
Are you? If you are, make us. Come on. Come on.
Yo, Ezra, Israel,
If you don't- if you don't want to be in the circle,
Gada,
I
Israel.
I just want to get those that do just standing next to each other.
No problem if you stand behind, no problem at all. Right, let's
If you're in the circle, we need to be in the circle.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Let's
So,
go around.
we've been guided around this way.
What's happened there?
Yeah, man, come in.
Brothers, can we make a circle? Please, my brothers.
It's because we can't see nothing.
It's all good, bro. It's all good.
Alright.
We think it's a bit better. We can do something in the future.
Yeah,
as well, you know what I'm saying?
we can create a circle. Oh, I'm getting.
Yeah, so I got Jedi.
Gang,
Gang, gang, gang!
Gang, gang, gang!
Yeah, basically, I just want to say I'm here basically because I love the movement, the gang. I've got 6 children. I want a better life for them, and I see all the youths them. Yeah, one thing I see with what the youth them are doing wrong is just disconnected. There's no interaction. They're either on the WhatsApps, they're even on Facebook. My little niece has got Instagram. Not disrespecting it, but we need to come together like this. Not even just on a Sunday. We have to do the same thing outside Buckingham Palace, places like where they're gonna say, "Right, this is serious." You know what I mean? Like it's not a thing where they can put their hand on us. We know the law. It's a thing of showing them what we're about. We're building for the better future. Like Raven says, the building, was it Black Building Betterment?
Black Betterment Building.
Black Betterment Building, sorry. Yeah, we need to be doing more of that. We need to stop being shy. We need to raise up our energy and stop letting Wazunga fly in and take it, yeah? And it's a oneness, and the youth them are the future, and that's who I'm here for, really and truly. I want to open up a youth club. I want to have a radio station for them, a college for them, a school for them, where they can just better and own their own business. You know, when I was younger and they used to say to me, mind your own business, I took it personal because my emotions, my energy was emotion. I should have listened to them because, yeah, mind your own business. You know what I mean? I just want to say that the youth, they are the truth. But Berang, you can't put them on no mute. The youth, they are the truth. But Berang, you can't put them on no mute. Gang, gang, gang!
Are you listening? What I want to say is anyone here that does trades, get at me. Cause we got a little something going on. So if you do any sort of trade, painting, carpentry, let me know. And yeah, cause we're looking to bring the G Circle to different places soon. So look out for that. But yeah, come on, brother. But anyone that does trades, please get at me. Please, please, please. I'm begging you, please get at me, yeah?
Yeah, fam. You know what? I just come across the gang movement still, and I'm feeling it. So I'm not specifically here for a purpose, but just here to listen, here to support. I'm feeling what everybody's here's got to say. You know, really, we need to come together. We need to build. We need to do better things. And it's gang, gang, gang all day.
Gang, 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 gang. When I say guiding, you say a new generation. Guiding.
A new generation!
Guiding.
A new generation!
That's powerful. Guiding.
A new generation!
And that's what it's all about, innit? Come on, my brother. Please give us some words, man.
Peace out, buddy. Boy, yeah, I'm here today because my little nephew told me about this organisation, and I come down here to support him as well because my main concern with black people is black economy.
His main concern with black people is black economy.
Okay, I know about black history, and a lot of focus is on black history and all that, and the struggle and all that we've been through. And sometimes it's kind of actually, I find it distasteful and it's oppressive, yeah? But I'm still strong, I'm still standing, yeah? But I would like all the young guys, men, girls, go college, study business.
Yeah.
Right? Money is power. Money is power. And when we have power, we can start investing on our own. Yeah? We invest back on our own. And I'm kind of like, I'm deep. Like I'm to the point where, you know what? We seriously had to consider being like the IRA. Because they made progress. Right? Look where them men are now. Yeah? Right? So that's something that we need to really consider. Because we talk. And what's happening for us? What's happening for us? Yeah? If we have to pick up arms to achieve our aims, our goals, and so be it. You understand? It's deep. I'm fed up with us being down here. We need to be up there. Yeah? And my little nephew, come here. The reason why I come down here, come here. I came in to support him as well. He came down here, right?
Guiding
a new generation.
Guiding
a new generation. Guiding a new generation.
Yeah. Over the last 2 years, I've been guiding him to do little business. Yeah. He's not out there doing burglaries or robberies or whatever.
He sold me a water.
He's coming down here.
Stay hydrated.
Taught him to go cash and carry, buy thing, come and sell it at a certain price.
Yeah.
So, guys, if you want water, this is the man. Support him.
Stay hydrated, yeah?
Stay hydrated.
Let's support. Let's invest in our colour. Yeah.
Drink water, not knowledge.
And invest in other people, because they don't give a fuck about us. We have to give a fuck about ourselves.
I watch for the water. I watch for the water.
Tell him. Yo. Invest in him, bro. Invest in our people.
I'm first investing.
Like a company.
Gang.
Yeah. I'll be speaking later about water's £1, yeah? Come to me. Pioneer, 8.2 pH, man. Think about your health. Health is wealth, fam.
He said, Dr. said, alkaline water, I must sell. Yeah, if you know, you know. If you don't, you better know Dr. Sebi. You better get yourself onto Dr. Layla Africa. Listen, Dr. Sebi, if you want to know about alkaline and getting that mucus out of your system.
Hey, big talk step.
You get me? But listen, rise up, ye mighty people,
and accomplish what you will.
Rise up, ye mighty people,
and accomplish what you will.
Rise up, ye mighty people,
and accomplish what you will.
Whoever, my brothers, any of the brothers.
My name is Floyd Mayberry. I'm here visiting in the UK. It's been one of several trips that I've taken. I'm actually what's called a gospel medical missionary evangelist. Are you able to hear me?
Have to put some
I'll
of that.
speak louder?
Yeah, a little bit of that.
Okay, I'll speak
bass. Give me bass.
All right. My name is Floyd Mayberry. I'm visiting from the U.S.
Okay.
I've been here for probably
everyone
almost a
make
month.
some noise, cause we got a brother here from the U.S.
It's a joy to be in the circle, to have the opportunity to put some input into positive production among a people that's been degenerated from an educational meltdown. As it relates to gangs and the families, I'm from Los Angeles. I grew up in the gang environment. I've been deeply gang related. I've been behind the trigger. I've been on the other side of the trigger. I've experienced the whole process. But what I would like to say tonight is that the gang experience, and don't take this the wrong way, but the gang experience for the most part is a symptom of a disease in the family structure. When the household is not in its proper context, gangs will be formed to try to supplement the deficiencies in the home. Society is composed of families. It is whatever the heads of families make it. The real truth is the molecular composition of the piece of humanity will exist on the framework of the structure of the man and the woman and the child. When the man and woman soberly digest true education and remarry that back between one another, and the man takes his rightful role and the woman takes her rightful role, and they will die rather than take any other position, it is only then that they can rightly nurture that child. That child will reframe the face of society. Love is the fuel that will drive the experience. If love is true and faithful, it is only that fuel that will help them to endure the trials that humanity will meet
through the storms of deception, persecution, and aggression against a people with a desire to be reformed after the image that God has originally produced in man. God bless you. Take a rightful position to do the right thing.
A new generation. A new generation. That's what it is. Are you listening? And that's, I think, obviously, this is the brother of Twilight Bay, right?
Yes,
Okay, so Twilight come forward as well. Yeah?
Come on, Twilight, now, come on, Twilight.
Let me give this brother an introduction. Yeah, cause I haven't thought, like, this brother is a deep brother for me. Yeah? Who knows about the Bloods and Crips in America?
Yeah, man.
Who knows about the Bloods and Crips in America? Yeah. All right, cool. Are you listening? So my brother is one of the first, I know he's probably not going to say it, so I'm going to say it. He's one of the first people to do a Bloods and Crips truce in America. That's the brother standing right here. Yeah? One of the first people, I don't think you heard me, one of the first people to make the Bloods and Crips have a truce in America. So everyone in the G circle, I want you to make kind of noise, amazing sound for my brother, Twilight Bay. Gang, 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 gang. Real life. Go on, brother.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you for allowing me to come into your space, to come into your circle. I'd like to thank you. Yes, our circle.
Come on.
I also want to say thanks for your hospitality. Reason why is because I've been knocking about the UK since 1994. I first came to this country because somebody in this country that was members of an organization called Panther UK, which was a Black Panther organization in the UK, was concerned about what was happening with young people here. And they thought that what was happening in Los Angeles could eventually happen here. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I came over because they wanted me to come and share what we had learned from my experiences in the US with people here in a hopes to prevent London, Manchester, Liverpool, Wolverhampton, Birmingham, Nottingham, all of those areas from going through what we had already been through, what we had already seen. And I've been here on the ground, standing with my 2 feet on the ground, willing to work with any brother, any sister, any mother, any father that is dedicated to the day that they drop to the ground to preserve our children. My brother just spoke before me. I can't repeat what he said, but if you heard what he said, you know that what we're talking about here is the preservation of a nation. And a nation cannot be preserved if the people of that nation heart is filled with fear. If the people of that nation fear the police more than they fear their own demise. If the people of that nation fear the government more than they fear their own demise. If the people of that nation fear the media, fear losing a job more than they fear the essence of their own demise. That is not a nation of people that will ever know freedom. And trust what I'm saying to you. It's only when you find the courage to do what we were all designed to do by God Almighty. Every man and every woman came to this earth prepared to live life. You went through the process of birth, you survived. You went through the process of being raised, you survived. And if you already lived through some of the other extreme circumstances in this environment, from the Vietnam War, the war before that war, the abuse that happened in the Brixton riots, the abuse that led to the Rodney King verdict, if you done lived through all of that already, what the hell makes you think you cannot survive fighting for your own right to be a free human being to determine your own destiny?
All power to the people.
What I'm saying to you is this. Yes, I come from Watts. I come from South Central Los Angeles. What I'm saying to you is this. I done been to the UK, I done been to Germany, I done been to Africa, I done been to certain parts of Europe, I done been to South America, I done seen all these environments. And in every environment where I've gone to, where they had this gang problem, it's a problem born out of the same condition, no matter where we go. The world is truly a ghetto. Your hood ain't no different than my hood. Where you from is no different from where I'm from.
Come on.
So the last thing we should be doing is fighting with each other, arguing with each other, when we recognize that we come from the same conditions in spite of where we was born.
Come on.
That in itself should say that there's a conspiracy. You hear me? An organized, concerted effort to destroy us and keep us from ever being free. And if you understand what that is and call yourself a gangster,
Come on.
say you're a part of a gang. If you really understand what it was all about, how could we kill so ferociously? How could we go out and do the things that we did? Because we had deep compassion and love for our loved ones who failed. And even though they may have failed in a small battle that was not significant to the wider scope of our community, even though they may have failed in that circumstance, what we demonstrated is that we are capable of loving to the point that we would destroy anything that hurts who we are.
Come on. Listen to what he's saying, you know. It's
So when you learn to bring that love together, when you learn to recognize that we have to not only go and, guiding a new generation, we're not just going to guide a new generation, we're going to generate a new governance. We're going to generate a new government. We're going to generate a new way to go.
One minute. Never guess what? Yeah, I just didn't give my man the credit. My sister, Andrene's got a clothing line called No Freedom, yeah? And on her clothing line, she put governing the new generation. That's where it flicked in my head, you understand? And the man them. But that sister told me that she got it from who? Twilight Bay. Hey. Full circle. That's called a full circle. That's called a full circle, fam. Yeah?
We got a circle.
And I got it from my brother who works with me and traveled this country by the name of Paul Obina. We came up with it together. And we challenged this British government to recognize that these groups in the community wasn't criminal in nature. To recognize that these groups in our neighborhoods where our young people are growing up shouldn't be targeted for persecution, because it's not a law that says, it's not nothing that says it's against the law in this country to be a part of a gang. So why was our children being criminalized for being in a gang? The gang is not the problem. The conditions is the problem.
Come on.
If you create poverty, you're going to create a shadow economy. If you create dysfunctional education, you're going to create an alternative education. And people are going to start to look for ways to survive, because from the moment that sperm hit that egg, we've been on a move to survive. And nothing's going to stop that.
Come on.
So if you don't want people killing, if you don't want people stealing, then you have to treat people like human beings.
Simple.
Decent housing, proper education, yes, freedom from unjust wars, not having to be pledging allegiance to a legion of people who have been practicing death against our people since your inception. We shouldn't have to be obligated or tied to that shit.
100.
But what I'm going to say, and I'm going to leave it here, if you are truly about bringing change, you'll be prepared to live it till the casket drop.
100.
You'll be prepared to put in work until there's no work left to be done.
Come on.
And I'm going to say this too, because I'm living proof. I come from the 80s. I wasn't born in the 90s. I was born in the late 60s, raised through the 70s. I saw the Bloods and Crips at their best. I saw the Bloods and Crips at their worst. And I also saw what Bloods and Crips made America feel when we all came together.
Word.
And when we all came together, all of a sudden the police started lying on us. All of a sudden they started conspiring in a whole different way against us. And I'm going to tell you right now, none of the men that I walk with was afraid of nothing. Whatever they wanted to throw at us, penitentiary, all of that, we was already living that already.
That's what I'm saying.
So if you truly, truly want freedom, I'm going to tell you one of the things that was the glue that held us all together. We never turned our backs on what our elders told us. And what I'm talking about is not just our history, not just the legacy of the persecution and the abuse that we've been through, not just the need to build businesses and build family, but also to remember that there is nothing to fear on this earth but God. And these people ain't fucking God.
Gang!
Gang!
Gang! Are you listening? Powers. Are you listening? So basically, obviously Twilight, obviously we're gonna keep on this way around. You're gonna hear from Twilight again, and when we go around the next time, man, everyone can take more time, just so we can hear all the voices on the way around. Though, we're gonna ask that we keep it short and snappy and to the point, and with the powers. And then once it comes round, then we can do a freestyle thing. You get me?
It's funny seeing Twilight, because Twilight actually came over when I was in Panther UK. I was 18 years old. I was in Black Panther UK. That's where Twilight met his wife. She was my comrade in Panther UK. And I joined that May 7, 1993. And May 8, 1993, we went on the protest to Welling. And that's where Feds bust my eye. That was my baptism of fire. So the important things that he spoke on about gangs is how they started out. They started out for our community. So now every single elder needs to look at every single youth man and make a decision. Are you working for your community or are you working for somebody else's plan?
And you know what, I'm going to add to that.
Please, King,
every man in a gang is going to have to make a choice. It's either you're working for the people or you're working for the pigs. Everyone's going to have to make that choice as well in the gang.
Straight.
It's either for your youth and the betterment for your youth, or you're working for the feds to kill them. You can't sit on the fence. None of us can't sit on the fence no more.
You can't. Good. And in that is talking about us building institutions. This is for the naysayers. You got to make a decision as well, because either you're a beneficiary or you're a contributor. There's no in between. So if you can't contribute to peace, be a beneficiary of peace. But don't look for no limelight in asking stupid questions, because you're a picnic. And we don't have time for grown picnic. Let picnic wear shorts and let grown man wear big boy pants. This is it now, because we're a family. And you see, as our consciousness is growing and we're coming together consciously, gang, guiding the new generation, will not put up with you and will expose you. I became aware, it's Ashley Flash, Marcus Garvey's biggest fan, that introduced me to this. And when the call came out last week and I came down, I became aware as an elder. I'm 43 years old and I'm an elder as far as the road is concerned, trust me. I passed the danger years long time, but I have a seed. I'm not here because I'm in anybody on the road's position. I'm here because I have a 10-year-old seed. Now I homeschool my seed and I'm teaching my seed to become an executive. But any bad breed seed out there can steal his life. Come on. So I'm not here necessarily for unselfish purposes. I'm here to protect my seed from somebody else's seed who may steal his life because I don't become part of the contribution to repairing their existence, building the institutions, and the most beautiful thing, I look at man where their eyes have pain, and as I look around the circle, I see experience. And it's those experience pain faces that are gonna make this thing happen. I spoke in the Houses of Parliament on Friday, and I told Europeans scattered amongst Africans that they don't count. I told them in their own house. I told them that we need to look on the road and see Europeans as lampposts. Now this is an insult to them because I don't hate them, because I can't see them. I'm telling you, as Africans now, when we see each other through African eyes, and a man who might have seen you as an enemy and wet you, or bore you, or robbed you, or even look on your sister as a rape victim, is here today to build wounds. So when I say gang, when I first came and I heard that gang, oh, Jesus Christ. I said, but you see that? Guiding the new generation.
There's nobody who's been hashtagging that more than me this week. I'm telling you as an elder. And I invited all my big brothers down because they're big man getting money for this work.
Come on.
Not shrapnel. Gang intervention. Us, not government, and they're not guided by anybody else. Some of them may accept OBEs. I can't take anything from Empire. Because I told them in their own house that this is the house that kidnapped and raped my people. And I looked them in the eye when I told them that. However, the point that I'm making is our brothers, elders, are supposed to join and guide this. Because what this process needs, what gang needs behind it, is a code of conduct.
Come on, that's coming.
And as much as young men look on young men, it's still Lord of the Flies. They will give a certain amount of respect. And there's a man with lines in his face who will look at you. And that young man will pause. Because not only will he know that man has more wisdom, he will knock me out in the street. So if you're a bad man, you see, when we say spoil milk, there's nothing called spoil that works. It's no good. So if you're running around like a spoiled picnic because you were raised by a woman who was quick to temper, and now her quick to temper has gone into you by osmosis, and now you mix that with testosterone and you're spoiled, that's not good. There's nothing good about you being bad because you're unpredictable. And do you know what organized people do with unpredictable people in a lifeboat? You're getting in a drink. That's why you don't last. That's why you kill each other. Because you cannot de-escalate these situations. You see me? I grew in New Cross. I lived in Kennington. I have been surrounded by 8 men where I know men have knives. There was no hero in me. You know what I did? I shut my mouth and I stood there and I listened to them. Bad man, bad man, bad man. And the leader of them, who was trying to get me into this situation, that could have made me lose my life, put out his hand to spud me and shake his hand. I did not shake his hand. And I come out of the situation alive. Because I understand in my humility that self-preservation was key. I don't want to be I didn't want to be a dead hero then. And I don't want to be a dead hero now. I'm not Malcolm X. I got a son. I'm going to be alive for him. And I'm going to have more children with my lady.
That's right.
So, one thing I would tell you right now, especially young men, let self-preservation be your key. And you see this, celebrating being a bad man. You're punk. You're spoiled milk. And you know one thing about spoiled milk? Where your trousers around your body and everything is out of doors. Spoiled milk stinks. Spoiled milk stinks. There is nothing good about it. You can't help your mother. I watch these little brats walking around with a dry hand and the mother's carrying bags. It's not possible for my mother to ever carry a bag in life. I would have 6 bags. Give me a bag, Dean. In my head, you're crazy. You're a woman. That's not your role. And I don't care for this generation talking about sexism and foolishness. You're a man. Look on your shoulders. You're in the gym getting prison hench. For what reason and what purpose? And your woman is carrying bags. Gang. Be on the road. Don't listen to men abusing themselves under the sheet, in the sleep. Be on the road. Be born, be a contributor, or be a beneficiary. But make a decision. Don't be in the way. And all them spoiled milk there, they need guidance. Because you know what that one is? It's the one that's on the last of his sell-by date in Sainsbury's. You know when you put it in the fridge, it's good to drink the next day. That's what our children are. They're the one on the last day of the sell-by date. Put them in the fridge, they're good to drink. But all them spoil you there. I'm telling you right now, by all the big men, where you see lines in their face, it won't be tolerated. It won't be tolerated. You're taking life just to see how the body drop. You're sick.
Man's fighting for a reason. Man's fighting for a cause.
And you need to figure out that you're sick and sit down. As you sit down watching video, gang, yeah, forget all that. You're sick. Sit down and understand that your milk stinks. And when your backside is out of doors, a fussy man, that's a life run over you. Know that. And then they're copying you. Just as you saw skinheads who looked like hard man in the 70s, fussy man adopted that attire with the braces and the jeans. Your attire is coming. Be a representative for your community as men. And if you got prison hench, you're the army for an African nation in the UK. As they're going out of the Arab countries, because the resources are depleted, the new war is on Africa. Make you know, when they start trouble Africa, you start troubling here.
Gang. Yeah, we're gonna come back round. So you're gonna hear from Dean again. You're gonna hear from Twilight again, and And what I'm gonna say to the man them out there, you understand? Like, obviously, my thing about being a bad man, I didn't really change. Like, all I became was bad for the system. All I became was bad for the enemy. All I became was bad for anyone who wanted to destroy my people. And in doing that, I became good for my people. And even when we research, like, look at man like Styles P, yeah? Because the real gangsters in America, they're not listening to man like Future, they're listening to man like Styles P. We old school like that. Yeah, but when you ask Styles P who his favourite gangster was, he said Malcolm X. He said Malcolm X. So if you want to be a real bad man, then you know the realest bad people was Malcolm X and the Black Panthers. Why? Why was they the real bad man? Because if you here are only bad for me as your black brother, but you're not bad when a police officer comes over to you, that's when you turn into waste man and fussy, and you're an idiot, boy. You understand? So what I'm saying is, man, be neutral and be consistent with your badness. You understand? And true, the system is the one that will run up in your yard and take your food. The system is will run up in your yard and kidnap you. That's not the man down the road. So what I'm saying is, I'm 10 times more against the system, because I know my brother has been conditioned to hate himself, which is why he's fighting me. So for example, if I saw myself 10 years ago, what would have happened? What would have happened if you saw yourself 10 years ago? You would have woke up in that morning, put your thing on your side, you would have left your yard, you would have saw yourself, you would have been screw facing, he would have been screw facing. You would have said, what blood? He would have said, what blood? Is it a thing? All right, boom. You would have drawn at the same time and you would have killed each other. If you saw yourself. So this is how we know that we hate ourselves. But now we've switched it round to the elders' time, when they used to see each other on a bus, and one black man and they never see that black man in his life, and everyone's waving. You understand? Everyone's waving. So that's where we're gonna take it back to a time when I see myself and say, gang, what go on, brother? Gang, bless. Yeah, so that's, you're gonna say something?
No, I wasn't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna say next time that you chat here, I want you to stand over in that corner car. I got a suspicion that they're gonna run from the lights like roaches. Car. I want to see this side of the circle. You get me? Who have we got next? Who have we got next?
Yeah, I am Russ Orris. Just here to represent, give strength on my strength to the unity. The gang thing's been going on in this country from long time, but I come in the 80s and we come out quick because I don't believe in it. It's something to directly take our people away from our own. Join with their idiot business, because back in the 80s, black man was united. In the 70s, black man was united. Come right round here now, I can't believe what I say. And all black man are wear high heels like woman, yeah? Them kind of things there. And then them I tell man say, yeah, them I defend badness. Fire to them, yeah? When I say, the whole away, the whole away have to come together. Unity is strength, we don't know that. I'm born as a twin, me never come up on my own. But here what? me see where them want to do. No, but me I say, me know where them I come with, yeah? And what them want to do, them want to see the two twin them fight against them one another. Like in the arena, like we are two boxers. And then them I go big up one over the other and say, you better than the other. But that now happen with I. Yeah, unity is strength. I mean, although I have a twin, any man will defend them blackness, correct. That's the next one I'm a twin. So that when the whole away, yeah, come together and we all recognize that, yeah, we are one people, then the whole away are twin. Yeah, the whole away is the same. We got through the same experience. So I say, I come to give strength to the thing. Fire Bingy, respect to you, and this man, your Twilight. Watch out, this man I'm coming out in the 90s, him defend the cause, him tell we where I come, and it's here now, we see it, we've experienced it, and he's got more to tell you, yeah? Things like them import some some laws from America to tell them how to arrest man. First time them used to lock you up with some little chain handcuff. Now them have the stiff one so that and they don't put in front of you, they put it behind you. So when it's behind you, you can't breathe. That impacts on your respiratory system, and then when them put you on the floor, the weight of your body, so you're already like 50% closer to death. Them know where them are though, and all these dirty politicians. Oh, we got to do something. We got to do something. Black man, we're only dangerous to them because of Africa. It's the resources of Africa we them want. Defend your brother, your sister, your mother, then your family, then your community, and then know say your land is Africa, no matter where you're there. No matter if you're in Canada, Australia, from you as a black man, you as an African. Unity is strength, strength is power. Yes, word. Ras players, you know, like my brother said, it's really a drive to see that the man them come out. It's a real drive to see that the man them come out, cold night, to stand firm and start something wearing. It's only progression. The gang thing is not a today thing, it's a long time thing. Me from, you know, me up in age, you know, over 50. But remember in my teens, my next door neighbor fall to the gang thing. Other youths around gang, and when we did come amongst real bad man, we realized them behave themselves amongst them people. Them had principle. It was because of their love that they stood firm and did certain things. Other youth come up now as a later now, and I try muggle after them man there without the love. A madness that. So the one thing I said to the eye them and all of the youth them coming up, it's not your fault necessarily. It is what you've inherited from us. Yeah, but if you're gonna deal with the thing, know the thing. Cause if you didn't know the thing, you wouldn't be out there killing your brother for peanuts. Yeah, and the way them and some of them are going like some of them are bad man, and as my brother already said, when the police come and old man down and where your man them there, stand up and watch. Why them not bust them gun? Cause them frightened. We're not bother with the badness thing. It's a fear. And as time, you know, as I live through and come up so long and see certain things, I recognize that time prove who is real bad man and who are just fussy and I talk like, you know, feel impressed and try to intimidate and all them things there. Well, a foolishness. Yeah, this time, you know, you can see that is on them really I make them move now. Yeah, and with this so-called technology, all you can do is WhatsApp each other and talk fuckery. not defend your family, your principles, the where we're really coming from. You're only making us look stupid. You're not even, someone who not even choose a black queen for yourself. Yeah, a foolishness on our dealing. You see? So for all me I say, in this time, gang, it's time to wisen up. Strengthen your mind. Not fuck the arms, strengthen the mind. Real fitness. But love the thing. Gang! Gang!
Alright. My friend Lex wants to say a few words. Please, she's shy, so that you lot welcome her, please, to the circle.
Female strength. We need that.
Lioness.
I am here because I need to be amongst like-minded people. Like when I left uni, I made a decision. I wanted to work with black organisations. Like I wanted to have some kind of control.
Lex,
about how
I'm gonna need some of that, please. Please.
Energy, that gym energy.
When I worked for all of these organisations, eventually it came back down to working with the youth. Like I spend most of my time working with young people. The older I get, the younger the people get in like some different kind of way. And I poured my energy into any project that impacted gang violence because we have to work with our young people. Like we can't leave them to anybody else.
And there's nobody coming.
So like anything I did You didn't have to pay me. It was fine. I'd find other ways of making money. And I just went through life thinking that was. I used to work for organisations like that were funded by the government for most of my life. As it went along, I just started working with smaller and smaller organisations because we need to be at a grassroots level. Like I can't be here begging organisations for money because they know what the problems are in the community. They already know and they don't care enough. And then in August, planning events, like I do a lot of work down in Brixton with Brixton Street Gym because the kids need somewhere to be when they can't be at a community centre, they can't be at home, they can't be with their friends because their friends don't understand them, but they can't be in a gang because it's not their life, they don't want to do that either. So where we are, like we just try and give them somewhere where they can be that is safe. Like it doesn't matter what gang you're in because you know the situation in Brixton. You know that kids can't go from one end to another to see their family to get in trouble. But I was focused on there, but it's all over London. In August, my little brother was murdered because of the same situation.
Sister,
so
stay strong.
This is why I wanted her to tell her story.
Stay strong, sis.
Like I have to be here because I don't want to detach from the.
Sister, stay
I don't
strong.
want to detach myself from the greater issue that we have because I was never scared of young black boys. I was never scared of them. But now it just hurts my heart because they're so scared of each other that they're just running around doing ridiculous things. And it's getting too close. And I know we all talk in all of our different groups and we all feel it, but you literally don't understand until it turns up on your doorstep. And I'm not gonna lie, everybody thinks the best of their kids. And I love my little brother. He couldn't be on road because he was too busy playing football. So he couldn't be on road, but all his friends are out here, they're on road. And they have a decision when everything happened. Half of them are at home working out what their next move is. The other half, and like, God bless my sister, even though we disagree on a lot of things, when she preached to them and actually spoke to them like, this isn't your lives, you're not about it. You literally aren't. You shouldn't be out here running around stabbing each other. Like, instead of sitting here hashtagging whatever else, doing what you're doing, before you find something amongst yourselves that you love to do and you do it together and you make your money together. Like, I understand they need more for themselves, but they are so scared to connect with their brothers from anywhere. Like, so many times I tried to get him to come down to Brixton, so many times, and he wouldn't come. Why? Because he's not from there. They'll know I'm not from there. I can't be around there. Like, and so many times I've tried to minister to him almost, like, they won't care. If you come along to the gym, you'll be on your way somewhere. No one will trouble you unless you look like you're hanging around ready to trouble somebody else. If you go on about your business, you will get there safely and you'll find your brothers, you'll find people there, same mentality as you. And he didn't do it, and he ended up dying 5 minutes from his house. Okay? And like, I can't mention too many things or whatever, but there are kids who live near me who are involved. I can't now come out into the community that I did so much work in because I'm scared I'll see these children. And now I don't want my heart to harden against kids that I love. Like, I don't want it. So I need to be around like-minded people. I tried working with government organisations. I tried working with the police. I tried it. It doesn't work because they know and they don't care. They don't care. Like, right now I had to make a decision about whether I'm going to have a fight with the CPS or not. Because it's how... They don't care. No, I know this. No, you don't. Because I spent 20 years working with organisations with other families who were in the same position. And now it's a case of I can't, like, there's no point doing that. The only way any of us can make a difference is if we talk to all of these kids. I spent, like, the day before, I spent a night an evening locked in a room with a bunch of young brothers because 2 weeks ago, one of our young brothers got stabbed. For no other reason rather he was on his bike working. He was just working. And 2 other boys who didn't recognize him because he's just moved, like he literally lived 10 minutes up the road. He's just moved, they don't recognize them. They don't recognize him, now they're scared. He looks like them.
Yeah.
He won't tell them where he's from because he doesn't know them.
That's right. We shouldn't be telling
Stabbed
them.
him.
No, but this is
Now,
the situation.
This is the stuff like we're getting like simply because brothers don't recognize each other.
Yeah.
But this is
And
why
there's no other
this
way
is why-
unless older people, like older brothers,
saying.
speak to them. They won't listen to
There's
me.
a saying that says it's easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. You understand? And my main thing that I think that we can do is we can try and mix up the youths of the younger generation, mix them up, bring them paintballing, bring them Gambia, take them somewhere, man. Get big brothers around them, man. Let's do something. I got the, you know me, I'm the first one to put out peace. You know, like that. You know what I'm saying? Because we're gonna have to do it for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? But when I'm looking around here in the winter, because what my brother, someone said, yeah, doing the G circle in the winter is a mad thing. But I said, you see in the winter, you're gonna find out who's serious, though. Yeah. You see who survives the winter, like Game of Thrones. Can you survive the winter? The winter's coming. You know, like that. It's real life. So yeah, I'm gonna ask, because there's so many people, that we just try and get around the circle, and then what? And then
let's make this circle work. Let's make this circle work again, please.
And then enough love, sister. We're gonna come back to you. As soon as we go around, we'll bring back the so yeah.
Stand back a little bit. Everybody stand back a little bit.
There you know, they'll say why they're here. Remember, the original question is why you here, yeah? And everyone's saying why they're here.
Basically, what we're gonna try and do, is we're gonna try and get around the circle fast, We're gonna try and hear everyone's voice, and then as soon as we do that, we do a free for all. So that's like this man come in, then the sister builds on that, then the brother comes in, you know what I'm saying? So that way all voices are heard, because I don't want us to do the free for all before everyone's heard, and then we have to shut off, and then there's people over there that didn't get a voice. That's what I don't want. You know what I'm saying? Cheese! This is Black History. The school system made it a mystery, but they put it in for you to see.
Come in, Sesame Street.
Global faction, Black History. Check that.
You need a pointer. Where's your pointer?
Global faction, gang.
Come.
You see here.
Give it some light, give it some light.
You got to understand, this is your history here, and this is what you're standing on. These people haven't come all the way to where the Hebrews are. We give them just that. But this from here backwards is your whole history that you are standing on. So this is where you have to understand that you come from the greatness and you come from that positivity. So from the future, we have to stand on our history of what we have here. This is a timeline. You understand? This timeline will help you to move forward. We have companies out there with Brother Minka. We have Manhood Academy. We raise our children in these establishments. Yeah? We build up from all these youngsters, as we've got Twilight Bay here, and he can go through all of this with us.
Yeah. So basically,
Can
we get round the circle? Yeah. Can we get round the circle and then bring this back out? Because I feel like this is going to create a very good discussion. But like I said, there's people on that side of the circle that we haven't heard. So let's get round the circle first, and then we bring this back out. You get me? Because this is something big that we can actually do a big. You know what I'm saying?
No disrespect, my brothers. I'm not gonna do an Ali Dawa on you lot, yeah? But let's try to keep it brief, yeah?